Hello, this is Trevor from Solved, and this is a video on how to see data loaders debug logs. So this video answers a couple of questions. So number one, what does the Salesforce Data Loader unable to create batch error message mean? And number two, why is Salesforce Data Loader failing to create success and error reports? When I ran into this error with Data Loader, I was searching these types of questions and I wish that I could have found a little more information on the internet. Now, I did find some good information on the internet, but I will show you how I ended up solving this problem. I was running a sample data import of files for one of my clients. For context, we were uploading files, then connecting them to a case using the content document link object. Now, as I was running the files import, the import kept failing, and no success and error files were being created. Without an error file, there was no way to know what was going wrong or to know what was causing the error. Okay, let's do a quick demo showing you how I was able to debug this error, figure out what was going wrong. Again, as a reminder, the whole point of this video is showing you how you can get to Data Loader's debug logs to figure out what's going on behind the scenes if you run into an error like unable to create batch, or if Data Loader is more or less crashing and you're not getting your success or error files. So number one, in Data Loader under settings, if you scroll down to the bottom, and by the way, I'm on version 63. I'm not sure if this will work on prior versions of Data Loader, but in the settings at the bottom, there is a section that says logging output file. So when I was debugging this error, I knew there was somewhere on my machine that Data Loader was keeping logs. So we're going to want to navigate to this location on my machine and look at the log while I run my import. So let's open up the terminal and let's copy this path. So number one, navigate to your root or home directory. And then I'm going to change directories down to this path and remove the file from this change directory command. Okay, now that I'm in the directory, I can type code space dot, press enter, and that will open up a VS Code window at my current directory. Okay, so the settings said in this directory there is a file called sdl.log. So let's open that up. And now you can see we've got a log file. Great. Let's go back to Data Loader. I'm going to press cancel. And let's try and run a sample import. And I'm going to use a CSV that has the problematic file. So I'm going to try and recreate the error here on my machine. And we'll see here on the right what's going on with this debug log file. Okay, so I'm going to press insert. And I'm going to type in content version. And then I'm going to browse. Here is my CSV with that one content version. Click next. It's good. Skip past this. The fields are automatically mapped because my CSV column headers are the API names of the Salesforce fields. Okay. One interesting item I wanted to call out, if you've noticed, this window here on the right keeps refreshing. So it's almost like the debug log is overwriting itself, which I personally find pretty annoying. I wish that the log would just append to itself and keep growing so nothing was overwritten, but maybe this is just an issue with version 63 that I'm on, or maybe even there's a different log file somewhere else on my machine that would have all of the logs rather than just this log file where the logs keep overwriting themselves. But let's continue on. So I'm going to click next. On this final screen, this is where I tell Data Loader where I want the success and error files to be saved. Press finish and the upload will start. So over here on the right, if we scroll down, you can see the log file is overwriting itself. So at this point, I'm going to wait and the file upload should fail and we should get that error that says unable to create batch. And if I show you the success and error files, we'll see that nothing gets recorded, not even in the error file. Okay, you can see on my screen, Data Loader just popped up with this error that says failed to create batch. Not very helpful. If you look this up on the internet, you'll find a couple of items, but nothing really specific. So I'll click OK. And now if I go and check where I saved the error and success file and open those up, we'll see that nothing got written to the error or success file. Okay, here is that error file and nothing is here. There's no error message. And I wouldn't expect anything to be in my success file because there was only one row and the first row failed. But again, previously I was inserting lots of attachments and the first 90 would succeed and then the 91st one would fail. And I'd come to the success file and none of the successes were recorded here. Okay, let's finish this demo. If we look at this log file, we have the last 100 lines of data loader's execution. And if we look closely, we'll be able to see a more detailed error message, more than just failed to create batch. As a caveat, I'm sure that data loader uses the failed to create batch generic error message for lots of different errors. So it's possible you're getting a failed to create batch for a different reason than I was. All right, so we see the error failed to create batch in a couple locations. Still not super helpful. If you know a lot about networking, I'm sure you could glean a lot of useful information from all of these network logs. But right here we have an additional error message that data loader did not surface to the user through their error dialog. It says unable to find an end tag at. Okay, so even though this error message still isn't too specific, using AI and searching the internet and doing some exploring on the actual file on my machine, I was able to figure out that basically the file I was trying to insert into Salesforce was not properly encoded in base64. And there was something weird with, I guess, an end tag for base64. So after researching for a bit, I found the solution to this error. It wasn't too hard. I just had to re-encode the file on my machine in base64. And after I did that, the import worked and I was able to get all the files into my client's org. We were able to get the success files and then successfully match these files up to a case. All right, thanks for watching that demo. That is how you can find more detailed debug logs for Salesforce Data Loader if you're ever running into an issue where the app seems like it's crashing, or you're getting the error message failed to create batch, or if your imports are failing and you are not getting error or success messages. Using this debug file could get you access to more information you could use to solve your error. Thanks so much.